Who makes a better top dog truck, Ram or Ford? We'll find out with today's comparison. The Sky Ford and the Sky Ram here in Provo are providing us with both these trucks. So link to both our websites in the description down below. Let's get into it. This week's giveaway highlight is a supercharged Corvette and Silverado. Use code BHC or click the link in the description down below or in the pinned comment. Any donation $25 or more will give you 4x bonus entries into the giveaway. Powering the F-150 is a hybrid twin-turbo 3.5-liter V6 that goes through a 10-speed automatic. Fuel economy is 22 around town, 24 on the highway, with power outputs being 430 horsepower, 570 pound-feet of torque. Powering the Ram is a twin-turbo 3-liter inline-6 that goes through an 8-speed automatic. Fuel economy is 15 around town, 21 on the highway, with power outputs being 540 horsepower, 521 pound-feet of torque. If you're looking for more straight-to-the-point comparisons like this, make sure you subscribe. The Ford's going to be a bit sportier with the design. You can see little vents there on the hood. Everything's all blacked out on the front end, or it's body painted to match. Feature-wise, we've got fog lights, parking sensors, and even recovery points. The Tungsten's all about luxury with the looks. I mean, you can see tons of chrome trim on the front end, still have fog lights, but no recovery points because they're like, yeah, this is more of a luxury vehicle than a truck. I mean, still truck. And the wheel design really shows the thematic difference. I mean, just blacked out wheels on the Ford versus these wheels on the Ram, which have like the silver and the metallic gray and look all fancy. Now here's a side profile of the Ford. You do have a bit of rake front to rear. We do have fixed side steps there with the Ford as well. And then the Ford's pretty traditional, independent suspension up front, solid axle in the back, but it's leaf sprung in the rear, coil spring up front. Now with the Ram, it's a little bit more level front to rear, and a big part of that is the air suspension. But you do have nice body painted fender flares, power side steps. The Ram even has these storage boxes on the side. The other side actually has a full outlet. These are called the Ram boxes. Now you're not really gonna be able to see it, but this is air sprung front and rear. It does have a solid axle in the back, independent suspension up front. LED lights in the bed with the Ford. You've got the Pro Power on board, so tons of outlets. It's a big benefit of the Ford being a hybrid, is you can give more power. But yeah, we've got bed liner. First Ford ever in history, just kidding, but also kind of not. Got a roller here in the back, you got the tailgate step system, and I think that, yeah, it raises automatically. LED lights with the Ram, much smaller cargo area with the Ram because the Ram boxes, but it's just compartmentalized. This is also power up. It should be. There we go. It's quicker too. Capping things off with the rest of the rear. Both of them have full-size spares underneath. We get that nice kind of like plaque on the back of the Ford, and then the Ram just has a giant chrome Ram logo. Dual outlet exhaust tips. I will say that looks better than this little thing dangling at the bottom of the Ford. In the back of the Ford, great legroom. Got a little storage pocket. Cup holders, heated seats, some vents, and let's take a look at these seats. I mean, they're perforated all down the center. You got nice trim on the door panel too. Power sliding rear window, and this one actually does not have a sunroof. On the back of the Ram, great legroom. Got a storage pocket here, speaker on the back of the seat. Heated ventilated seats, USB ports, full outlet. And speaking of those seats, they recline. If we actually take a look at them, just beautiful trim. Much more high quality feeling than what's in the Ford. You do have a bit less headroom because of the panoramic sunroof, but you do still have power sliding glass. Blind spot monitoring up front with the Ford. You got the thicker glass up front. Really nice trim all over the door panel up top. Front two windows are automatic. The mirrors do power fold in as well. You got memory seats. $13.92 for the payload. And then these front seats do have massage function, which is nice. They're also heated and cooled. You got all of your adjustments on the side. And we'll start it up. Boom! Would you look at that? Full digital. The steering wheel has nice trim all around. You got the Platinum logo. Adaptive cruise control with your volume controls, voice command controls as well. Got our 360 camera system. Got the little hybrid beep. I like Ford's infotainment system a lot. The horizontal orientation, the response time, everything's just straightforward. It has Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. It's a great system. We do have a bunch of controls down below for the climate, dual zone climate. Again, heated, ventilated seats, all of that. This does have a part-time four-wheel drive system, but it's got a four-wheel drive, high, auto, and low, so it has everything that you'd want. Bunch of storage here. You got the full done shifter for the workbench center console, and then good storage inside. Got the two club box lids, and then power sliding rear window controls just up top. Blind spot monitoring for up front, thicker glass of the Ram, and then yeah, just look at this trim. It's beautiful, feels nice to the touch. We have all of our window controls front to rear automatic. your mirror adjustments and fold-in function. This has the massage seat function, very easily accessible, so that's better than Ford. And then 1167 for the payload. The front seats say Tungsten on it. See, way more stylized with everything this truck has. And we'll start it up. Tungsten, look at that, they're going all out. Full digital gauge cluster too. But yeah, the steering wheel, I mean, even the airbag cover has nice stitching on it. Radio controls in the back. You've got your adaptive cruise. It has a system that's similar like Ford's Blue Cruise that you're gonna have over there in the Platinum in terms of like the steering assist and everything on the highway. And then it does have a 360 camera, but with the vertical orientation, a little bit smaller camera view. And that is the one thing, like, I think this is nicely integrated into the dash, but vertical orientation does make things a little bit more difficult in terms of the size of some of the screen functions. And this just needs to be more responsive. Whatever they got to do to make it more responsive, but at least it still has heated ventilated seats. And just like the Ford, you've got a great four-wheel drive system with auto, high, and low. You also have your auto stop start. Bunch of USB ports, 2 phone charging pads. This slides in the Ram, and you have nice trim on the top of everything. And then here too, got nice trim. Great storage overall. Passenger screen, so you do lose glove box storage. I got a camera rear view mirror, again fancy headliner, and then panoramic sunroof. So the Ford stickers for about $84,000, the Ram's about $90,000, so the Ram is more expensive. Let's drive them. Tungsten. Now obviously it'd be better if we had a Ford Limited, but those don't exist anymore. They do the Platinum Plus, but I haven't seen a single Platinum Plus F-150. I've seen a few HDs, a single Platinum Plus F-150. At least in, yeah, I can't think of one. I know they make it, but something that dealers aren't really ordering, it seems. It's such a nice truck. You gotta love air springs. Not only do they give you the height adjustment, this one's in aero mode right now. Let's pop it into the normal setting. Not only do they give you the height adjustment, but right, the airbag is the spring itself. So normally, it's also the damper. So normally you have a spring, whether it's a leaf spring or a coil spring, and then you've got your damper. And so depending on the stiffness of the spring and the stiffness of the shock, that'll kind of determine the ride quality. Because, you know, there's a lot of cars, for example, that'll have, you know, this is stuff that manufacturers do to make cars handle better. They'll have like a softer spring, but then they'll have a firmer damper. And this will kind of make a truck ride pretty nice, but then be able to go around corners decently well. The thing about air springs is it's air, right? So it's kind of like always soft. It's a nice cushion. And because you can lower things to the, you can have the truck lowered to the ground physically, you can get that softness with better handling. So it's kind of like you get the best of both worlds in a way. Excuse me. It's very quiet. I mean, this is like the luxury truck, and the power that this thing has, the high output, monstrous. Absolutely monstrous. It's incredibly fast. Incredibly smooth, incredibly fast. That's luxury. At least I think it is. Yeah, I mean, that Ford's gonna have to be real special to beat this thing. Because this is top notch. The only thing I will say is these seats, they got a little bit too much adjustment in my opinion. I would like a more simplistic seat, but I also understand your top dog truck's gonna have more complex seat with the adjustments, so let's go pop into the Ford. Let's set off in the Ford. Very quiet with that power boost, or should we call it the power beast, right? Seats are very comfortable in the Ford, I will give it that. But yeah, I mean, Ford's interiors, they're not bad. Just this feels so much cheaper compared to the Ram. And it's kind of always been that way, where Ford's interiors just always feel more plasticky. And, you know, they've improved things, but, like, there's no soft touch here in the middle. And it's like, well, maybe not that big of a deal, but when you have it in the Ram, where it's like everything looks like it's just covered in leather, the truck feels way more luxe. Suspension's nice in this. Again, this is a very traditional setup, right? The Ram's air springs. This is leaf springs. And this doesn't drive bad at all. But yeah, it doesn't have that planted feel that you get in the Ram. Kind of bobs around side to side more. Great braking with the hybrid. Sometimes hybrids can be a little bit funky with the braking, but yeah, this isn't. I mean, I can tell it's a hybrid just by the brakes, but it's not too bad. It's pretty good, like I said. And the torque on this is good. This engine isn't quite as smooth as the Ram's, but I still think it's, well, it's quite smooth. Pretty insulated. I mean, Ford's probably the closest to Ram when it comes to luxury with the driving experience out of all of them. Man, it's good power. But yeah, they just can't. Now again, $6,000 is a lot of money. But yeah, it's just not there. Like, the Ram is just objectively, the engine feels smoother, the suspension's more comfortable, the interior just feels way more special. And you know, the thing I like about that Tungsten interior is it's black. They're not making you, like I have a GMC Denali Ultimate this week for a test, it's brown. So it's like, if you want the top dog GMC, you gotta get a brown interior. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. So it's cool that Ram's like, hey, you know what? You want a very monotone, I mean, it's got lots of fancy stitching and everything, but you know, you want an interior that's not too flashy in terms of the color. Well, you can get that. So I do like Ford's screen though better. It's a much better system when it comes to just overall use. Ram's system was great so I had that. You guys know I owned a 21 TRX. The UI and everything they had in that was fantastic. That was perfect. I don't know why they went away from that, because their new system is objectively worse. It's like, if they kept that, I'd say the systems were equal. But yeah, they didn't, unfortunately.